Shias and the four Sunni schools of law. For Allah's sake, please say whether the four Imams, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, and Ahmad bin Hanbal, were alive during the lifetime of the Prophet. Did they obtain the fundamentals of the faith from the Prophet directly? Hafiz, no one ever claimed this to be so. Sultan Wali, was not the commander of the faithful Ali a constant associate of the Prophet? And was he not declared to be the gate of the city of knowledge? Hafiz, he certainly was one of the dignified companions of the Prophet, and in some respects he was superior to them all. Sultan Wazin, are we not justified therefore in holding that to follow Ali is obligatory? The Prophet himself said that obeying Ali was obeying him, and that Ali was the gate of the city of knowledge. The Prophet also said that whoever wanted to gain knowledge should go to Ali's door. Also, according to Hadith al-Thaqalain and Hadith al-Safina, which are recognized by both Sunnis and Shias, that deviation from the path shown by the descendants of the Prophet will lead to our ruin. Disobedience to or antagonism against the family of the Prophet is tantamount to disobedience to the Prophet himself. In spite of all this, the Shia ulama have never shown such intolerance towards even the common Sunnis, not to speak of their ulama. We have always exhorted the Shias that the Sunnis are our brothers in Islam, and we that should remain united. On the other hand, the Sunni ulama have often incited their people, saying that Shias are innovators, Rafizis, Galis, or Jews. They say that since that Shia do not follow one of four Sunni jurists, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, or Ahmad bin Hanbal, they are infidels. The fact is that those who follow the Prophet's progeny are rightly guided. Murders of Shias in Iran and Afghanistan. The Turks, the Khawarizmis, the Uzbeks, and Afghans looted and murdered innocent Shias. Muhammad Amin Khan Uzbek, known as Khan Kawa, and Abdul Khan Uzbek mercilessly murdered and looted Shias and admitted doing so. The Sunni ulama proclaimed that the Shias were infidels and that their lives could be taken according to religious law. The emirs of Afghanistan acted in a like manner. In 1267 after Hijri, on Ashura, namely the 10th of Muharram, the Sunnis attacked the Imabra in Kandahar, where the Shias were mourning the murder of the grandson of the Prophet. They brutally murdered many Shias, including children, and plundered their property. For years, the Shias led miserable lives and were prohibited from observing their religious rites. On the day of Ashura, a few of them would go into underground holes and secretly mourn Hussein's martyrdom, and the others who were slaughtered on the plains of Karbala. It was King Amanullah Khan who removed the ban on Shias and treated them kindly. Martyrdom of Shahid al-Thalis. In the cemetery of Akbar Abad, namely Agra, India, there lies one of the most pious and learned jurists of the Shias, Qazi Sayyid Nurullah Shastari. He was savagely murdered at the age of 70 in 1019 after Hijri by King Jahangir, following a verdict from the Sunni ulama that he was a Rafizi. Hafiz, you are attacking us without any reason. I am myself greatly shocked to hear the excessively harsh behavior of ignorant people, but the practices of the Shias too were responsible for such events. Sultan Wazin, may I know what the Shias did which warranted murder? Hafiz, every day thousands of people stand before the tombs of the dead and invoke them for assistance. Isn't this practice an example of worshipping the dead? Why do the ulama not object when millions of them put their faces on the ground prostrate in worship of the dead? I wonder at how you still call these things monotheism. As the discussion with Mawla Hafiz continued, the Hanafi jurist Aga Sheikh Abdul Salam was studying Hidayatul Za'irin. He said with a great emphasis, "Look here," pointing to the book. "Your ulama say that when the pilgrims have finished their ziyarat, namely pious visit, in the mausoleums of the Imams, they should offer 2 units of namaz ziyarat. Perhaps they do not intend it for the name of Allah. Otherwise, what does namaz ziyarat mean? Is it not polytheism to offer the ritual prayer for the Imam? Pilgrims who stand with their faces towards the tomb and offer prayers are the best proof of their polytheism. This is your authentic book. Now can you defend your position?" Sultan Wazin, you are indulging in childish talk. Have you ever been on such a pilgrimage and seen the pilgrims firsthand? Sheikh, no. Sultan Wazin, so how can you say that the pilgrims offer prayers with their faces towards the tomb, and that this prayer of ziyarat is a sign of polytheism? Sheikh, this book says that they should offer namaz ziyarat for the Imam. Sultan Wazin, let me have a look at it. Let me read the instructions concerning ziyarat until we reach the subject of prayer, which is the point of your objection. Whenever you find any trace of polytheism, please point it out. And if you find signs of monotheism from top to bottom, do not feel sorry for that, but say that you were under a misunderstanding. The book is here before you. Instructions about ziyarat. The instructions are as follows. When the pilgrim reaches the ditch of Kufa, he stands there and recites the following: Allah is most great, the possessor of greatness, sublimity, and eminence. Allah is most great, the possessor of greatness, holiness, glory, and grace. Allah is most great above that which I fear. He is my support. On Him do I rely, and in Him lies my hope, and towards Him I turn. When the pilgrim reaches the gate of Najaf, he should recite, "Praise be to Allah, who guided us to this. We would not have been guided if Allah had not guided us." When he reaches the gate of the sacred courtyard, he should recite after praising Allah, "I bear witness that there is no God except Allah, the One. He has no partner. I also bear witness that Muhammad is His servant and His prophet. He brought us truth from Allah. I also bear witness that Ali is a servant of Allah and brother of the Prophet of Allah. Allah is most great. Allah is most great. Allah is most great. There is no God except Allah, and Allah is most great. Allah praise is due to Allah for His guidance. All praise is due to Allah for His guidance and His support to respond to what He has revealed on the way to Him." When the pilgrim reaches the gate of the mausoleum, he should recite, "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the One. He has no partner with Him," until the end of the ziyarat. When, after having asked permission of Allah, the Prophet, and the Imams, the pilgrim reaches the inside of the mausoleum, he recites various ziyarats which contain salutations to the Holy Prophet and the Commander of the Faithful. After ziyarat, he offers 6 rak'ats of ritual prayer, 2 rak'ats for the Commander of the Faithful, and 2 rak'ats each for the Prophets Adam and Nuh, who are buried in the same precincts. Namaz ziyarat and invocations after the prayer. Is the performance of the ritual prayer as an offering for the souls of parents and other believers not enjoined upon us? Are these injunctions polytheism? Is it for humanity's sake also that when a man goes to see a friend, he gives him some present? There is a chapter in the books of both sects in which the Prophet enjoins us to offer presents to the believers. So when a pilgrim reaches the tomb of his beloved master and knows that the thing which he loved most was the prayer, he offers 2 rak'ats of prayer in his approach to Allah and offers the prayer as a present to the holy soul of the master. Is this polytheism? After having read the principles underlying the prayer, read also the invocation after the prayer, so that all your doubts may be removed. Invocation after namaz. The practice of the invocation is that after completion of the prayer, at the head of the tomb of the buried Imam, with our faces towards the Kaaba, not towards the tomb, we recite the following invocation. O Allah, I have made a present of this prayer to my leader and master, your prophet and the brother of your prophet, the commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abu Talib. O Allah, send your blessings on Muhammad and his progeny. Accept these 2 rak'ats of prayer from me and recompense me as you would recompense the doers of good deeds. O Allah, I offer this prayer for your sake and bow down before you and prostrated in obedience to you. You are one who has no partner. It is not permissible to offer prayer or to bow down or prostrate before any but you. You are Allah, the Great, and there is no God except you. Respected gentlemen, for Allah's sake be fair. From the time a pilgrim sets his foot on the soil of Najaf until after he offers his namaz ziyarat, he is busy remembering Allah. Shaykh, it is strange that do you not see here written, kiss the doorstep and enter the haram interior of the mausoleum. We have heard that when the pilgrims reach the doors of the mausoleum of their imams, they prostrate in obedience in this prostration, not for Ali. Is it not polytheism? When we prostrate before someone other than Allah, Sultan Wazin, if I were you, I would not say a word. I would keep quiet until the last meeting of this debate and listen to the logic of my responses. But I will tell you briefly once more that kissing the threshold or the door of the mausoleums of the imams is not polytheism. You have misinterpreted the word kissing and considered it equivalent to prostration. When you read the book in our presence and make such radical changes, I wonder how you will slander us when you are alone addressing the uninformed masses. The instructions contained in this book and in all other books regarding invocations and places of ziyarat are that the pilgrim, by way of showing respect, should kiss the threshold, not prostrate. How can you consider kissing and prostration the same thing? And where have you seen, either in the Holy Quran or in any hadith, that kissing the threshold of the mausoleums of a prophet or an imam is prohibited? So if you have no reasonable reply to this question, you should not waste our time. And as you say, you have heard that the pilgrims prostrate in obedience. You have not actually seen this. The Quran says, "O you who believe, if an evildoer comes to you with a report, look carefully into it, lest you harm a people in ignorance, then are sorry for what you have done." Holy Quran, chapter 49, verse 6. According to this injunction of the Holy Quran, we should not rely on the statement of a wicked person. We should make efforts to know the truth, even undertake journeys if necessary in order to ascertain the truth of a report firsthand. When I was in Baghdad, I went to the tombs of Abu Hanifa and Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Gaylani and saw what the people did. It was more serious than what you describe regarding Shia practices, but I never talked about it. When I reached the tomb of Abu Hanifa, At Muazzam, I found a group of Sunnis repeatedly kissing the floor instead of the threshold and drooling on the ground. But since they did not appear to be malicious, and because I had no grounds for condemning them, I never mentioned the incident to anyone. I understood that they were doing so out of love, not as worship. Respected sir, certainly no pious Shia ever prostrated for anyone but Allah. If, however, we fall down on the ground in a manner similar to prostration and rub our foreheads on it without intention of worship, this is insignificant. To bow down before a respected person without considering him Allah, or to fall down on the ground and rub one's face on it, is not polytheism. It is the result of intense love. Shaykh, how is that when we fall down on the ground and put our forehead on it, that this action would not amount to prostration? Sultan Wazin, prostration depends on intention, and intention is a matter of the heart. Only Allah knows our heart's intentions. For example, we may see people lying down on the ground in the manner of ritual prostration. It is true that prostration to anyone but Allah is not proper, even though it be without any intention. However, since we are not aware of their heart's intention, we cannot call it ritual prostration.